Voice. When children hear a story read to them, the author's voice or tone should come across loud and clear. Children can learn to recognize authors' styles as being humorous, playful, descriptive, or informative, to name a few. You can help your child to better understand and enjoy a story by using the author's intended voice as you read. This story is one of my favorites, Officer Buckle and Gloria by Peggy Rathman. This is a story about a safety officer who likes to visit schools and tell the students about safety rules. Here he is at his desk writing some of the safety rules. He gives each one a number, safety rule number 1, safety rule number 2, etc. And then he visits the schools and tells everyone about them. And he likes to go to a particular school called Knappville School. Guess how everyone is there? Very sleepy. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Knappville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Safety tip number 77, never stand on a swivel chair. Look what he did. He's falling as he's putting up his own safety tip. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Knappville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there was snoring. Afterwards, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle, but Mrs. Topple didn't hear him. Then one day, Knappville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. "Children, this is Gloria," announced Officer Buckle. "Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit." And Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. What's the dog doing in the background? He's holding up number 1, like Officer Buckle. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Smart dog. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped. Look at Gloria. Does he have any idea? I don't think so. Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. The audience roared. Look at Gloria. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Knappville School. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. Did he have any idea that Gloria was doing these tricks? I don't think so. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend Claire. P.S. I always wear a helmet." Safety tip number 7. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to the bulletin board when the phone started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, and daycare centers were calling about the safety speech. "Officer Buckle," they said, "our students want to hear your safety tips, and please bring along that police dog." Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 schools. Everywhere he went, he and Gloria, the children sat up and listened. Look at Gloria. After every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle in the State College auditorium. Here's the audience. Look, they're videotaping. When he finished safety tip number 99, do not go swimming during an electrical storm, the students jumped to their feet and applauded. I think I'd be laughing too. Bravo, bravo, they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. Here's the television. Oh, here's a mirror in the background and we can see what he's watching. Look, he sees himself bowing and he can see Gloria in the background doing the electrical storm. The next day, the principal of Knackville School telephoned the police station. Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for our safety speech. Officer Buckle frowned. I'm not giving any more speeches. Nobody looks at me anyway. Oh, said Mrs. Topple. Well, how about Gloria? Could Gloria come? Someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to the school. Gloria sat on stage, looking lonely. Well, why do you suppose she's not very funny? Well, I guess she can't talk, and Officer Buckle isn't there to do the talking. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely, and then she fell asleep. And so did the audience. After Gloria left, Knackville School had the biggest accident ever. Oh my goodness. Look at this. I can't wait till we read these words. It started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh. Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. I can see them there. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, Gloria missed you yesterday. Your friend Claire. P.S. Don't worry, I was wearing my helmet. Safety tip number 7. Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose. Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on the back. Then Officer Buckle thought of the best safety tip yet. Safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy.